So today you find me on the Great Northern Railway between Derby and Eggington, which is pretty close to Burton-on-Trent. Closed to passengers in 1964, this route. Freight was a few years later in 1967 or even 68, but it continued to be used as a test track for British Rail up until 1990. So I've just left Mickleover and there was a station there and it's still got its station buildings. There's also Mickleover Tunnel. So I'm going to begin this walk and head off towards Eggington Junction back at Mickleover Station. This is lovely, isn't it? The old station master's house of Mickleover. Closed since 1968. It's in fantastic condition, isn't it? Looked after. Station master's annex. That one, absolutely beautiful. So we're approaching the track bed. Look, the Great Northern Railway. And once I get through here, I'll go over this way so I don't get my backpack stuck in there. So the old track bed is on the opposite side and it's used as the gardens. Here's a track bed going forward. Let's see where it takes us. So the platforms, the station, one of them would have been there by the looks of it, the track bed just here, and beyond the station down there was Mickleover Tunnel, 451 yards. I believe was taken out of use in 1971 and it is completely buried. There's absolutely no trace of that left whatsoever. So today we're following the former Great Northern Railway. That's the red line going across the map just there on railmaponline.com, and the yellow one going from centre where Derby is over here down to the middle of the bottom of the screen is the active line heading off towards Tamworth and Birmingham. But we're following that red line, picking the route up at Mickleover and heading off all the way down to Eggington Junction via Etwall, and we'll also arrive at a little village called Hilton right next to Eggington Junction, which will be the subject of the video following straight after this. A little zoom in look and we can see where Mickleover was, and the tunnel used to be just behind where we are beginning, and Derby is in the top right hand corner. Hilton and Eggington Junction are right down here at the former junction down there, and Etwall Station is in the little village just here. So we'll be going from the top of the map at Mickleover down to Eggington Junction. So leaving Mickleover Station behind, this track bed was in fact only closed in 1990. It was being used for the BR Technical and Research, and the last locomotive I believe that was tested on here was the Class 60s, introduced from 1989. So some of the early examples must have pounded along this route in test, ready for everyday mainline use. There's remains of a bridge here, look. Got the parapets or brick foundations on both sides. I wonder if that was a road or farm access. There's another third bit just there, look. Completely gone. No trace of any kind of railway going over that though when I've looked at maps. Evidence of something there, look, to do with signalling or point work maybe. On the opposite side we've still got ballast down, look. I mean, it's only been closed for 33 years to test traffic, so that's not that long ago, is it? I've got built up areas on both sides, so I'm not going to be flying the drone just yet, but a little way further down we should be fine to do that. Did you see that signal post in the last shot? That was pretty good, wasn't it? It caught me by surprise. I only kind of looked at it because there were about 20 women walking dogs all just stood next to it, and it was like being in a hen house ready for egg laying. So it was really, really noisy, so I couldn't really speak next to it, but nice little, you know, piece of history there, wasn't it? Not on about the women there. are some very straight sections on this route, as you may have just seen from the drone footage that I've just shown you. And that must have been one of the main reasons that this track was chosen as a test track, because of all the straight sections. It would have been good for higher top speeds when testing locomotives and trains down here, as well as of course being on the doorstep of the Derby Research Centre. So going forward, very little to see. I'd say that's got to be at least a quarter to a third of a mile in length of just straight gorgeous scenery. So probably going to see you at the other end, where it takes a slight jink to the left. There's an old sleeper there that has been turned into a bench. Still got the holes there from the chairs, look. That's good when they reuse stuff like that, isn't it? Another one down there, look. Very popular for walkers as well down here. I've seen plenty of those. And dog walks with a few cyclists too. It's beautiful, flat and straight. This is just farm access from one side to the other. Triple arch red brick from top to bottom. Can't see any blue brick in that at all, apart from there's the coping stones at the very top. That's really nice, isn't it? It is quite weathered. This is called Badger's Bridge. It's got a nameplate just there. Get you out of the sun's glare. We can see it on the opposite side. Look at all those roots and tree branches intermingled all the way across. So that's first bridge of the day, isn't it, that one? But it's still not at the end of that really long straight. I'm beginning to think it's more like a mile or more. Hedge Lane is next, and there used to be a gasworks just there where the road crossed the railway, and then it was Etwall station. The gasworks associated with Hedge Lane is just, or was just there now. There are some old buildings through there, but I'm unsure if they're original ex-gasworks properties or they've been built since the gasworks closed many decades ago. So Hedge Lane is coming up now. We're about to take a slight left turn before we get to Etwall. There we go, so I'll probably get it from the opposite side away from the sun. You see it's got a steel bed to it, look, so that would have been put in many years after the original bridge and railway was opened. It's got the original side abutment walls there, look. See, there's a building there, look, that's where the gasworks is. Private residency now by the looks of things. I'm gonna get myself off here. Old brick, blue brick sidewall of the road of Hedge Lane as well, and get myself back up onto the track bed. And this is what it looks like from up top. Look, steel on both sides, single track width, because the track bed was singled in later years. Hedge Lane Bridge. There's a view of the gasworks land just there again. Let's push on. Another nice bridge here. Looks better than the previous triple arch brick bridge, doesn't it? So some horses coming as well. Yeah, that's just farm access, I think, again. No name on this one though. It's nice. So the railway splits into two, looks like 7 miles back to Derby, 7 miles to Burton, and Ashbourne is 14 miles in that direction. But we're going this way. We're going towards Etwall and then on towards Eggington and Hilton, where Hilton MOD site once was, which I believe closed around about 1981. And there's still something really good there to be found from what I've seen around a year or so ago. And I've been waiting all year until autumn, winter to come and have a look when all the weeds and the undergrowth and the overgrowth have disappeared. And there's a lovely bridge dead ahead of us. Nice little brick culvert down there, but it's probably only the width of the actual road above it and the embankment. Look at that, it's a nice bridge that, isn't it? So the entire thing is the original construction by the looks of it. Red brick, a little bit of blue near the top and authentic coping stones, and then it looks like there were 4 arched brick troughs up there with steel sections in between. Sutton Lane Bridge this is. Oh, look at this up here. Old telecommunication brackets. Let me see it from that side a bit better. Look. Bit of glare there. That's good, isn't it? So above us we've got Hilton Road heading off that way and Derby Road off to the right hand side, and Etwall station was just up there. I'm going to do this bit from here because the glare is going to get me on the camera. That station opened in April 1878. Passenger services continued on until October 1939. Continued on for quite a time later till March the 4th, I believe, 1968 for goods services. It's known as the Pink Bridge. According to that there's some very faded and old pink paint on there. I can't really point the camera in that direction and show you anything because the sun is now dead ahead of me, so that's going to prevent the drone going up as well, because all you'll see is a white mess. Let's push on and carry on towards Eggington. Quite a lot of new builds, but an entire housing estate on the site of where Etwall station was. So that's all gone, hasn't it? So apologies for looking straight into the sun's glare, but you can see it is another one of those very lengthy straight sections. And this is going to take us all the way down to Eggington Junction and where Eggington Junction station once stood. Nice overbridge here. It's got the Etwall Brook going below this. There it is. So original steel section fencing, would you say there? Same on the other side. Nice little bench right in the middle of the railing there as well. Look, right in the middle. Right, Derby Southern Bypass is the next bridge we'll come to. So this is known as the A50 tunnel. You can see behind the track bed it has been lowered to come down because this would not have been here, this road, when the railway was. But it's really good that they've actually constructed it in such a way that there is this subway tunnel to continue on the walker, cyclist, horse riding journeys. I think the A50's probably been around about 20 years or so. It's not very old. But I'm leaving it behind. Excuse my shadow, there's 2 of me now. We're all going back up on a bit of an incline back to the original track bed level. Private access farm bridge again. That's something to do with the railway there, isn't it? That post. Concrete post Don't really look like a milepost, so I don't know what that is. What is that? Don't know what the bridge is called either, because the name plaque is absent. It was there, but it's gone. But it's not a road. It is a farm access bridge. Another one. So there's 3 of those we've passed under, it looks like, with a triple arch and red brick build, isn't it? Starting to turn a curve now, so the sun is more to my left now, upper left side of vision. Go around here, Eggington Junction, and the station it once was, before we get to the site of where Hilton MOD compound once was. Right in the centre. Can you see that? That's a very, very tall brick chimney. Whoa, I think it's just got a little bit more interesting. Okay, this ahead is Eggington Junction Bridge. That big chimney we've just been looking at is just behind me, just there. I'll try and find out what that was for. Maybe some kind of mill. So triple arch again, 4th one on the route. Eggington Junction is just beyond here. Now there is a padlock gate. Oh, bit of reverberation there. There is a padlock gate, and it goes onto the former station site. And I'm going to stand here and show you. Straight down there. Station building is all there, and it curved around onto the active Crewe to Derby line. Also over there is where the MOD site was, and that is going to be the subject of the very next video. Thank you very much for watching this video from Eggington Junction and the little village of Hilton. I'll see you in the very next one, where we go and try and find any remains of the Hilton MOD site, last used in 1981. Bye bye.